All right, Zig coming on the top. Today on the show, we have Sam, Drew, and Courtney of Wasted Society. Wasted Society is a punk, metal, rock and roll outfit here from Cleveland, Ohio. Real deal friends hanging out, making real deal music. Wasted Society has a self-titled album out now, available on all the streaming platforms with CDs available at shows. And as far as shows go, June 12th, Wasted Society is playing at the 5 o'clock Lounge, located in Lakewood, Ohio. If you're looking for a good time and a fun, energetic show, that is where you're going to want to go. This was a cool conversation. These guys started this band in high school, went through the ebbs and flows of everything that follows after, and were able to stick it through, continue to be friends, and keep making music. And ultimately, I think that's kind of what a goal, that's success as far as like a band you can start would be, is to continue to make music and have fun with your friends. And they're doing some cool stuff. So we're going to jump to this conversation. If you hear anything you like, if you can like, rate, review, subscribe to the podcast on any of the podcast platforms, it helps me keep talking to cool guests like Wasted Society. And now without further ado, this is my conversation with Wasted Society. I guess let's jump into it then. If you guys can introduce yourself so the listeners can recognize the voices that match up with what's being said.
For sure, yeah. So I'm Sam Cook. I'm the singer bass player.
My name's Drew. I'm the guitar player from Wasted Society.
I'm Courtney. I'm the drummer.
Excellent. Cool. And we're here with Wasted Society. We're doing it. This is great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Friends. Well, So I guess let's kind of trace the lineage of Wasted Society from Screaming Eagles. Because now that we got that tie in there, because I remember having you guys at the gallery, and I remember it being a sick show. But listening to Wasted Society is a completely different vibe. So if you want to run me through the history a little bit.
Well, the interesting thing is actually it's kind of a pattern, because it was Wasted Society, then the Screaming Eagles, and then Wasted Society. Because Wasted Society started in high school. Sam and I met each other. And that's where we even had the idea to start a band. The Screaming Eagles was just like a little idea I had, because because around the time that I left to college, we were looking for a new drummer in Wasted Society. Mm-hmm. And we kind of went on a hiatus for a couple of years, and the Screaming Eagles was kind of like a pseudo Wasted Society, because at some point all the members of Wasted Society at that time ended up being in it.
It was partially the same band, except I drummed. So
yeah. We had a different singer and all that, but yeah, no. So and then Screaming Eagles was just kind of like a college sort of project sort of thing, and then after that kind of ended around COVID. Sam and I, we were like, let's put all of our force and power into Wasted Society. And then we found Courtney, and now we're a happy family.
We started the album when we were teenagers, and we already had 10 songs. So we're like, you know what? Let's record these songs and get them done. And we actually definitely got lucky finding a drummer for the band. It was like, let's just do a 3-piece. We don't need to find another guitarist. You play bass.
one Drew is enough.
That's okay. Well, that's wild that this record is kind of visiting, those songs from high school, because it doesn't sound like that. They sound like dope songs. They sound like they got that energy in the good way, that punk metal energy that you want from a high school band that's going to get you through, but it doesn't sound like that. So that's super interesting. Okay, before fully jumping in, when did you guys what college did you go to? When did you go for music or anything adjacent to?
Well, I went to the Cleveland Institute of Art, and I went for photography and videography, but I focused more on videography, which is why I'm the mastermind behind all of our music videos and things like that. So that's what I went to college for.
Word. Did you guys all go to CIA or?
No.
Okay.
Different one.
Wicked. Awesome. It sucks because now we have to do everything, which is cool because you get the say in all of it, but also you have to do all of it. So it helps to have someone know, I don't know how to work Adobe and how to line up the recording to it. That's sick, man.
Yeah, well, I'm teaching Courtney all about video editing and stuff right now, because we have a lot of video footage between the shows that we shoot, and it's like a mountain of just of different shows and whatnot.
Footage on footage on footage.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. And like, I don't know. I've been trying to learn Premiere, like, because I've been faking my way through with the iMovie, like,
oh yeah,
because it's pretty dummy proof. But like, but yeah, Premiere is like, whoa, like you can do
Premiere is the big guns. I love Premiere. I mean, they don't call it an industry standard for nothing, but there is that like sort of Adobe language that you kind of have to break through to kind of understand. Like, I mean, there's still a bunch of things in Premiere that I've been using it for like 7-something years at this point, and there's still parts of it I still don't know how to use.
Because I went to Polaris in high school for multimedia, and like we used Photoshop and Illustrator, and like even still, like from the basics of that, you know, I'm still learning shit. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And then they keep adding all this crazy shit, but like still just the basic format of like programs can like and be an endless like study, kind of like, you know, adjacent to music. Like,
oh, for sure. It's a process. It's a process, you know, but you know, you got to love it. You got to love the process. And then it doesn't feel so much like a process. It's just you like figuring out a hobby, kind of like a new hobby. Cause it's like, for me, it's like, obviously it's like, well, just me speaking personally, like guitar playing is like, I love doing that so much. That's like my main focus. But then like my other hobbies like are like video editing or like mixing and mastering. And I think those sort of hobbies then end up becoming part of the trade, the profession and whatnot. And before you know it, I don't know, that's all part of the process.
For sure.
You know, you just have to take it one day at a time, I think.
And if you can do all that stuff, that helps a lot down the line with what you guys are doing now. Like, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So I guess for each one of you, when did music become your mode of expression?
I've been playing music since I was in like the 5th grade, like just marching band, concert band, stuff like that. Like, I've always had a big interest in music. There's like a piano like in the band room. So even though I play trombone, I like mess around with that. Like, all of this kind of fun. I can do like 2 things at once. And then I just started having an interest in learning different instruments, guitar, bass, saxophone. I just really like learning different instruments.
Yeah. So what did you start with?
I started off with trombone.
Trombone? Okay. That's like, and so it sounds like you were very like involved in music in school.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I did band from 5th grade to the senior year. I was in choir. I was in musicals. Like, that's when I started singing, was like theater, because it's fun to express yourself.
Yeah, but in that's a different like setting where you have to like really like project, and like it's a different approach than like a rock band, but to have that like kind of like oomph from the beginning and to be in that like that field, that makes a lot of sense from the record I'm hearing, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, so, okay, all right, very cool. Like, that's, and like, because one thing I wish I did more of when I was in school was any of the music aspects. Like, growing up, my dad would take me to like Mike Nights, and I would go play in bars, and, you know, I did the guitar route, you know, and just completely adjacent from any like academic any approach. You know, I studied theory and stuff on my own, but I wasn't involved in anything really, and I wish I was, because there's so many like skills you can take from that later, and if you have to backtrack like I had to do, it's like a uphill battle, you know.
For sure. Yeah, I've never been really good with like chords on guitar like that. It takes so much pressure, so I just didn't really practice that much, but the music's there in my head kind of, because like, I like the chords. Like, I like playing piano more than anything. Bass is pretty fun.
Very cool. Well, that's interesting. I feel like with piano, I've noticed with piano players and drummers, they're kind of orchestrators in a way. You know what I mean? Like, because like with piano, you're literally orchestrating the whole piece, but also with drums, you're orchestrating the band in a way. You're leading everything, and it's kind of like a seat of seeing where everything's about to go. Like, cueing when the next thing's going to happen. And like, I don't know, like, it's a really interesting spot, like, be in, but also to have that like kind of creative outlet and like all those like I don't know. It's a really cool feeling. I imagine, like, to be like, yeah, we did the thing. Yeah. Like,
Oh, yeah.
So you're an orchestrator now.
Yeah.
Totally is.
boom. I mean, do you feel that as a drummer, Courtney? Like, bouncing over to you, like, does that like make sense behind that seat? Like,
I feel like, yeah, because like I feel like drums get like written off easily, but it's also like you could change the whole dynamic of a song by like what beat you're playing, or if you want to drop out and then come back in to like make something hit harder. So I think that makes sense to me for sure.
where did your music journey start?
I think it was about 11 or 12 when I got like my drum kit. I originally asked for a guitar because I thought that would kind of be easier to get, but my mom was like, "I think you'd be a good drummer," and I was like, "Okay, I'll get the louder instrument."
So your mom suggested you get the drum set.
Yeah,
That never happens.
That's
I
ironic.
guess.
Yeah, that's wild. That's a wild twist there.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Well, because I thought that I liked drums, but I didn't think that she would want to get me the louder instrument.
Right.
But I did that, and then I kind of played on and off, and then I went to OU for music production, and they had a studio, so I was able to like go in and play drums every once in a while, like in between recording sessions. So I kind of was like more like, this is what I've been wanting to do, so I should just like kind of focus on it, and then yeah.
Very cool. I feel like it's interesting, like the more like, I don't know, going through the teenage years, it's like you don't really know what you want to do, and you're like, you can do all these different things, but you don't know if that's you. You know, you're like this amalgamation of like possibility, and like and everything you want to do takes focus and discipline. And when you're in those years, that's the one thing you don't have. You know what I mean? Like, but I do know, I personally noticed later, like college years and stuff, like being able way more to hone in, you know, on stuff that even like I don't do, but just as a practice, you know, like the really eat your vegetables per se of like whatever music mode you're trying to express yourself through. That's cool. And you, my friend, was it always guitar?
Yeah. Well, okay. So, initially I started off in like, I think 4th grade playing clarinet.
Okay.
Boom,
that
was
would work.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like honestly, and it probably sounded a little bit like that too. But then I kind of like, then I had a friend in 8th grade. Like I stopped playing clarinet. Like I think like I started in fourth grade and ended in 4th grade. Then like a little bit later in like 8th grade, I had a friend, or 7th grade, I think I had a friend who was like playing guitar, and he was in a talent show. He played some AC/DC song, and I saw that, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I got to do that. Like that's what I want to do. And then from there, it was like I just knew. Like I didn't stop, and I saved up some money to buy my first guitar, and then I just never.
What was
stopped.
it? What was it?
It's a Fender Stratocaster, and I still have it actually. I actually played. I did some restoring of it recently, and it's back in playing order. And I actually played it last night for the first time in a while on like stage. So
Yeah, where were you guys playing?
Musica over in Akron.
Okay, sick. That's awesome. Like there's something. Okay, AC/DC is like the punk rock of classic rock. You know what I mean? Like there's something like
Yes, I agree.
Like they do the same thing, and it's just like straight energy, and it's sick. Like it's like, I mean, I feel
It's the best.
yeah. Like, oh man, because when I was in middle school, that was my jam too. And like I remember doing AC/DC songs in a talent show. Like
Yeah, oh, there you go. See, my first song that I did in a talent show wasn't AC/DC though, because eventually in high school I did Metallica, Wherever I May Roam.
Yeah,
I did and then I achieved glory and as a freshman.
But you know those like, okay, so in that amalgamation of being like this weird possibility of a teenager, like you can do anything, you just don't know what you're good at, right? It's things like that, those like moments with like talent shows and just any like kind of outside like vindication that you are good at a thing fucks you up for until you're recording in a basement for hours on end, and then like learning how to mix and do everything, and then dragging all your gear to the music hut on a Tuesday night or whatever, you know, like that. Those moments are super impactful. Sam, did you have, because you did music in school, did you have like kind of a moment like that as well?
Kind of like
Yeah.
me and Drew did the talent show. Like, I think it was my sophomore. Wait, no, it was my junior year.
Yeah.
His sophomore year.
And we won it.
We won the talent show.
Yeah.
It was fun. We did It's So Easy. I think I was keyboard drumming. You were shredding, and then Mike was playing bass.
Yeah, Mike was our original bassist when we started Society, and we met him in high school as well. And that was like the original ish lineup because we couldn't find a drummer.
Yeah.
So drums on the piano, and it worked.
Oh,
It gave me fun, so.
Oh yeah.
Dude, you get whatever you do to get by, man. Like whatever. If the beat's there, the beat's there. Like, and to some degree, that might have been more like visually like captivating for a crowd to be like, "Whoa!" Like, you know.
I'm on keyboard. What?
It was very accurate tracking too. Like I remember, I was like, okay, like this was a solid beat because like for me trying to do, I mean, I'm not a drummer anyway, but if I was trying to do that, there would be inconsistencies in it. But I remember it being very like, damn, it's like you almost forget that there's not a drum set there.
Mm-hmm. Sounds pretty realistic.
Yeah.
Was it so? Okay, and was that Wasted Society at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Except for the me keyboard drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, did you guys go as Wasted Society identified, or was it just the lineup?
It was the lineup, and a little after high school, we became Wasted Society.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to remember actually, because no. Yeah. During the talent show, I don't think we had a name yet. I think we were still figuring out the name, but I think because like we would like practice and everything. And then I think one day, I think we were still in high school though when we came up with the name. So like because we were like, okay, well now we're a band and we're rehearsing. Now we need a name because that's what makes it legitimate.
Right. You got to have like the cap, you know.
Yeah, the pirate flag, you know.
Right.
Come on. And then from there, then like come the shows, because that's the thing, we couldn't get shows if we didn't have a name. So like,
true.
You know,
100%. No one's gonna be like, yeah, why don't you guys come play? Like,
his band is called Untitled because they couldn't think of.
So I guess when did you guys like initially meet in high school?
Drama. Like,
Oh yeah,
my sophomore year, his freshman year, we were both in the play. So they did these things called lock-ins, where like after the play's over, you can stay overnight on the stage, and it's like a sleepover on stage, kind of.
That
it was pretty
sick for a kid. As a teacher, I'm like, that sounds insane. Like,
it was fun. Like people would bring instruments and stuff, and that's when we started jamming. Like,
yeah, I Sam would bring his keyboard, I would bring my guitar. And I think as it goes, I walked up to him. I was like, "Hey, have you heard of Metallica?"
Yeah.
And at that time, he hadn't heard of Metallica. And I was like, "Oh, check the song!" And then like he started learning it on keyboard, and then I would play along on guitar. And then it's like, all right, well, we're two guys that know how to play instruments, so let's just keep jamming and see what happens.
Oh yeah,
that's so cool. Yeah. Like, and it's so funny because like I remember like in high school, like, or just in school, you would be introduced to like something like as big as Metallica, something like you think everyone knows, you know what I mean? You can totally be like, just aloof to and not aware of. And then like someone can show it to you and you're like, dude, this is fucking sick. You know what I mean? Whereas like kind of now, like it's whatever you're into musically, if you're streaming music, you're going to kind of stay in there. You're just going to go deeper and deeper into that. Like,
for sure.
So that's
until high school, I barely listened to rock music, to be honest. It's like I would listen to like random stuff sometimes, but like I would get like As I Lay Dying from Tap Tap Revenge, like a phone game. I was like, that sounds cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I wasn't casually listening to like Metallica or like Guns N' Roses or anything.
I was the bad influence, as I always am.
Because I remember that too. I remember like in high school, my friends we formed a band. We were called the Deadbeats.
Oh, that's a great name.
It was until you learn there's like a million of them. But anyway, like, and like I was super into like anything guitar, AC/DC, Stevie Ray, Jimi Hendrix. Just if it had a guitar bit, I was like, that's cool, you know. And the friends I made a band with were all my friends from like second grade or whatever, and like, you know, you rekindle in high school and everyone's trying stuff. And they were real into like Metallica and Death, like like, you know, just the band Death, not the punk band Death, but the metal band Death, you know, and just like this heavy shit. And I was like, what is this? And you know, at first I was like, I don't know if I can handle this, you know.
It's too heavy.
It's taken away, you know what I mean? Like I was like, whoa, this is way heavier than Aerosmith. Like, but you know what I mean? Like that's how you get introduced to that stuff. I would never have like probably left that classic rock bubble if all I had was like an algorithm on a phone, you know?
Yeah,
like,
no, it's true. It really does come from like your kind of peer community. Like I think that really, yeah, that is, speaking on that is a great way to like find new music and everything. Cause I remember I had a buddy in high school as well who like, you know, he was kind of into like more blues stuff. And, you know, initially, like, I mean, I had heard of like Jimi Hendrix at the time and like, oh yeah, you know, like Purple Haze and Little Wing and, you know, the classics, but then he kind of like, yeah. And he kind of like was like, oh, but have you heard this one? And then it kind of helped delve deeper into it. And then it unlocked like, holy shit, like, you know, Red House from the Isle of Wight live in 1970, like immaculate.
It's such a beautiful like community building and connecting thing. Like it's like when you kind of check that spark with somebody, it's like it alters what you think, and especially if you're going down a creative field musically or like, you know what I mean? Like it alters like this whole possibility. Because I remember like at the same time in high school, well maybe a little later, that all that stuff, like that first band for me would have been like middle school, but in the high school I've met friends that were introducing me to like Fugazi and the Clash and, you know, like Sublime and bands like that, you know what I mean? I was like, whoa, this is a whole other can of worms. Bad Brains, you know, just like
Bad Brains.
Just crazy cool shit. And like that definitely completely altered how I thought of music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I remember
Mike was like that in the band because he would always find all sorts of strange things for us to listen to, but they were all like really good. So like Bad Brains was one of them.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the first time. I think Cody and I both got on the Bad Brains, my bass player, at the same time, and like I remember burning him a CD and like sneaking Hannah Montana tracks on it. And, like. But yeah, dude, and the first time I heard them, I'm like, what is this? Like, I didn't even know how to feel about Bad Brains the first time I heard them. You know what I mean? Like,
I do.
Okay. So you guys, you formed this group in high school, and like, I don't know, there's something like Scott Pilgrim Against the World when you like meet a friend in a bond that tight. You know what I mean? Like, and to persevere through all the colleges and changes, because those are like, I don't know, when you leave high school and someone moves to college, you're kind of like, I'm never going to see them again, because chances are you may not, you know? So like, it's super cool you're able to value the friendship and connection you had and continue to do stuff. Is that like, and I guess, you know, CIA isn't that far away. You know what I mean? But still, it's like a whole other like track you're on when you're doing that. Did you guys like make a point somehow to continue the jam, or was it just like let go and reconnect?
I kind of forget, to be honest, because it's like we saw much less of Drew when he went to school, but I was still, and we'd still jam. So it's like,
I feel like the jam was always going to be there. Yeah. And it's like we would always like, I feel like even if like we weren't in Wasted Society, and like, I think the Screaming Eagles is a testament to that. Like, even if we weren't in Wasted Society, we would still find a way or a reason to jam, and that might just become something from there. But I feel like at the core, this band really just comes from hanging out and jamming with your friends, and that's because like the one thing that people always say whenever we get done playing a set, it's like, you guys actually look like you all like each other, right?
It's having fun. Like.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I could only be in a band with people that I like. Like it's so true. Like, because there's that level of chemistry that, you know, you might not even realize, but people from like, you know, from off stage will see it, and it lights a fire. People enjoy seeing that for whatever reason. And but I think it's a level of genuineness. It's genuine, and people like that.
No, for sure. Like, it's way more entertaining to see like a group of friends like interact, you know, because that's like, one, in high school, that's how you fell into the group of friends. You kind of would like listen and be like, they're having fun, I want to have fun. You know what I mean? Like, just like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's an innate human thing, and that's why podcasts, what we're doing now, matter, because people, you know, like in this world where everything's like so like fed to us with different things, the one thing that's a through line is people's reactions and people talking about shit. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that happens on the bus. Who thought this could be a thing we all decide we're going to set aside a time to do, and we're going to record it, we'll edit it so it sounds clear. You know what I mean? Like, what? No. And like, but part of that is just that, like, there's something infectious about a group of friends having fun, you know, like, and like, if I saw a band and they're doing bits and they're cracking up, and you know what I mean, like, that's way more entertaining than just hearing them kill the tunes. Like,
yeah, for sure. So you want to see that realness there. It's like, but I mean, and that's always my argument with like when I look at like rock and roll music and stuff, because I always call what we do rock and roll. It's like rock and roll is about being genuine. It's about being organic. It's about and you know, while also doing things your way, kind of. And I think like, and there's that level of just like, I don't know, people like an honest individual. And if you've got like 3 honest individuals up there, or 4, or however many, it's like people relate with that. It's like, these are people I can trust because they're not AI, and and I know they're going to give me a good product to like listen to, or whatever it might be. So,
and also, and to build off that, or to build off that, I feel like if you're just a normal if you're just a normal group of friends hanging out, like, I have a normal group of friends, we can do a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think like the accessibility for someone to like be influenced by something is to kind of somewhat see themselves within it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if I can see the possibility of me, in this case, starting a podcast or whatever, that's cool. That guy's actually really doing a thing. You know what I mean? Or like, if I can play drums or whatever, you know, I think part of that is like the internal combustion engine we have that fuels some type of enthusiasm that will spark us through our life. You know what I mean? Like, it's super, like, it's super important, and it makes the mundane like exciting. So like, I totally agree with that. And like, so one thing I wanted to go back to, you mentioned some of these songs came from high school. Like, let's kind of crack open the shell of this record and like, what are some songs from, because I gotta imagine Brain Rot's a little more new. Like, and if not, you were ahead of your time, dudes. Like, what are some tracks that sustained the test of time?
Time to Go. That was like the first. I think that was like, Time to Go was like one of the first Wasted Society songs that ever kind of came together.
I was playing that on piano, like the little keyboard intro. Like, it actually all started off written like on keyboards and like singing and just kind of writing lyrics about things that was going on in my life. Because like, you know, when you're a teen and you want to leave your parents' place, that's kind of how I was feeling when I was writing Time to Go. I'm like, I got to get the crap out of here. Like,
yeah, I was about to ask about that one. That's an old one too?
Class, yeah. Like, I was bored in school and I was just like writing banana peel.
That's incredible. Okay, so like, when you're writing, are you writing lyrics, or are you writing like little like motifs down? Yeah. Okay. Word. What is it? And like, what is that kind of the process for you? Is like, will you write lyrics and then write music to it, or are you a music then lyrics?
So in high school, it's like we were jamming, and then we'd figure out riffs, and we'd just be like, hey, this sounds cool with this. This sounds cool with that. So we'd have the instrumentals down. Then I like wrote the lyrics to the instrumentals with a vocal melody in mind for like what it sounded like, kind of. And that's kind of how we wrote. But like lately, we've been writing like lyrics together a little bit, like brain rot. Like I had really bad like
writer's block.
Yeah, I had really bad writer's block for a while. So like almost half of the tracks, like we wrote those together, and it turned out really cool.
Yeah, it was because like it was, and that was kind of a new experience because in the old days it'd be like, all right, Sam, we wrote a song, go put some lyrics on it, and, you know. But like now it's like I mean, you know, this was kind of like that, like this wasn't my first time like writing lyrics in a collaborative experience. Well, actually, no, in a collaborative experience it was, because I wrote lyrics on my own stuff during the pandemic. But like, actually, wait, no, that's a lie, because I wrote some lyrics for Screaming Eagles. I forgot. I just anyway. But no, but like this was like, I don't know. The more I write lyrics, the more I think it's fun. And Courtney, that was kind of like, you had mentioned something about that as well, because this was kind of like your first experience writing lyrics with a band, right?
Yeah, this is I think the first one we write was Unbridled, and then we
technically the first song we wrote was Shake Me, Don't Wake
Shake
Me.
Me, yeah.
Shake Me, Don't Wake Me, lyrically.
The lyrics for a different one.
And that one was just a single, right? Or was that on the last?
Yeah, Shake Me, Don't Wake Me, that was our first single that we did, and that has all three of us on there.
Word.
Little kind of lore bit is that the album, since like we got Courtney when we were like about halfway done with recording the album, because the way it worked is we were like, you know, it was initially Sam, me, and then Mike, and we were like, okay, let's like maybe start the process of record. Or no, we were writing some new stuff, and then Mike wanted to leave the band, and so it was just Sam and me, and between the two of us, we could do guitar, bass, and drums and vocals. And then we were like, okay, let's worry about finding the rest of the band later. Let's just get this freaking album out, because it's been years and years and years of it not being out. And then as we did that, we got about halfway done recording like everything. So drums and bass were all done. Then we found Courtney. We're like, thanks for joining the band. Sorry, you can't really be on the album because we already recorded stuff. But like when it came to like production and stuff, and then like lyric writing, Courtney helped with that, because Courtney went to school for audio production, so like that is also very helpful.
Yes.
But then there's also some little things too that we were able to kind of get Courtney on the album. Like Courtney actually, all three of us sing in the intro for Wasted Society, the song, and then she did some percussion stuff for that as well. So yeah.
So you got that's kind of the fun part. You got to come like help ice the cake, like no hours behind the metronome making it happen. But yet, I'm sure there shall be for the follow up.
We're already starting the next record, so like stuff's going on.
You can't like, I don't know. As a creative, you just can't. Like, as soon as you get done with one thing, you're either halfway started at the next thing, completely out of ideas, or 3 projects ahead. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's either A or B. Like, it's either fuck or here we go, you know. But like, interesting. So like when you kind of started working with the guys here, Courtney, it was in like writing songs. It's like, because I've written songs, most of the songs I write are by myself. You know, I write the words and the music for the most part, like verse, choruses, bridge, bring it to the guys, connect it all together, workshop like the form of it, and then track it, do whatever, add the icing later. But like I've never really got to spend time in like in a writer's room in that sense. So like, you know what I mean? Cause like that's what it is. Like when you're pitching ideas and like, not that I've never been opposed to it, you know, I've always like thought that'd be kind of fun. But was that from Sam, for you, like coming through doing that, like it's me putting it out there, like or me kind of bringing everything to the song. How was the transition for you working as a group?
It actually worked pretty well. I mean, like, we're all very open-minded, and we all like just kind of wrote on our own multiple different ideas. Like for Brain Rot, it's like we have a theme, let's all just kind of write stuff. We have the instrumentals, and then we came together like, do you like this? No. Do you like that? Yes. We just kind of keep like making things connect and things that work together, talking out like how we actually want the structure of the song to go, because there needs to be structure in the lyrics too. It can't just be random words.
I mean, it could be. We wouldn't be. We'd be breaking the mold then, you know.
Well, I feel like no matter what, there's like a flow to what you're saying that has to fit the rhythmic phrase of what you're singing, you know. So okay, an interesting like point after like working with the group. Did you find certain songs took a direction you thought like wouldn't go that way? You know what I mean? Like you wrote like maybe a handful of lines, pitched it, and you're like, oh, that's the one you like? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they think much differently than me, but in a good way. Like it's kind of like writing instrumentals. Like all of our ideas coming together make something really cool, and it can make things easier when you have two other brains working with you to help write the lyrics.
For sure. Did you, I guess, as a whole group, have you taken away anything from like working as a group that you find yourself doing individually now? You know what I mean? Like, if someone's like, "Oh, never write a song with the word I." I don't know. Not that you should do that. You know, and then you're working on your own thing. You're like, "Fuck, I can't say I because that you know."
You got to make sure we don't repeat the same words. Like that's sometimes a bad habit of mine. Like I tend to say the same words when I'm writing.
Yeah.
So writing with these guys have helped me break that habit for sure.
That's sick. I totally relate to having like a new vocab and just like even if you like are describing the scene that felt like this, then that felt like that as well.
Courtney's very much like a wordsmith kind of person.
Oh yeah,
All right. A lot of.
Yeah, because I always liked like poetry.
Yeah.
Like in that sense, but like this was technically the first time I wrote lyrics for a song.
Yeah. So
it's kind of learning like how Sam will think of a melody or like whatever, and then try to fit into that. But yeah, as far as the words, it's just like I always wrote poetry and like read poetry. So
what kind of poetry were you into, or are you into?
I really like Nikita Gill.
Okay.
If you ever read her, and then Atticus, who's like he's cool. He's like nobody knows who he is.
I'm not familiar with Atticus, so no.
Yeah, he's like anonymous. It's very cool.
Whoa.
But yeah, there's just like a bunch of poets that I follow and try to have like other stuff come in than just music.
Yeah.
Or like because obviously there's lyricists that I love, but it's like if you could also bring something else in, I think that's helpful.
Of course. I've been playing at this place in Pittsburgh called the Poetry Lounge, and I'm a fan of poetry as well. So I've been going down like a whole, I got a shelf behind me of poetry books I need to start reading and finish. Like I can't read poetry fast, but I can keep buying poetry books. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like you get through. It's a small book, but everything's like heavy. You know what I mean? Like and like you can take a whole lifetime if you want it on one poem, and every time you come back to it, it's going to mean something and have something different. But so for a while, for some promo stuff, I was asking people who their favorite poet was, and I was kind of taken away that a lot of people couldn't just like name one, like I was like, what? This is a poetry lounge.
That's interesting.
Not that any of the people there working, but the bands I was playing with, they're kind of, they came up with good stuff, but it was just funny. Then I kind of that's been kind of like a go-to now when I'm bored hanging out with people at a venue. I'm like, who are you reading? Very cool. Very cool. And like the poetry is like an interesting, the flow is so much like, it's like a different headspace of writing, and it's like interesting to like kind of try to like, cause sometimes with lyrics, you want to be like direct and you want to be able to like to say the thing. Like, I mean, and you guys do a good job of that. And like, also you want to have some type of poetic thought to it too. So it's weird. It's like a balance between the two.
Yeah, definitely. It's also interesting because it's like, I guess there's so much, like, I feel like lyrics, you have to be a little bit more structured because it's like going within music. But it's
Yeah.
like for poetry, you could like do a free verse and like nobody could really tell you the rules of
That's
what
true.
you're supposed to be writing. So it's like, it was interesting to step more into like, okay, this is the bar that we have to fit. So
And it was cat attack.
Right, right.
She's been around the entire.
I know, I saw her going. Yeah,
You're
I got the
right.
whole cat structure back here, but they're hanging out in the window over there.
No, you should see her below because like where our feet are, she's
Yeah.
looking up, giving us baby eyes and stuff. And
What are you doing? This is my house. Aw. Like one thing, like kind of like, oh shit, what was I gonna say on the poetry bit? It'll come back to me. But anyway, so when you guys were crafting, I guess like putting this record together, was and like in the initial recording session, even though Courtney, you weren't involved with it, like how was it for you guys to kind of, because I'm sure though these songs existed in high school, they're different from what they were. There's no way, like, you know, it could be that cool in high school. I mean, I'm sure there's a way, but like, just as like doing other bands and recording yourself, you grow and you know how to make certain things work better. I guess initially, the question I want to ask is like, how was it revisiting shit you did in high school with like a lens of like time and experience?
Well, I think it kind of actually came down to some of the like the actual composing of the music because like when I think back to how like Banana Peel or Time to Go or Migraine was another one from high school. I mean, we pretty much played the songs like the same way, like basically since high school, but then going back into the studio, you know, you might come up with some little ideas here and there about like, oh, it would sound cool if like, you know, we threw a harmony right here or I don't know. I mean, at least I think, okay, I think like for me, like in terms of like guitar solos, because that's like really like my thing, like guitar solos are a way of changing. Because like the way I would play like the guitar solos back when in like high school are far different than how I would play them now. And I actually listen back to old recordings of like Migraine, and it's like, oh shit, I was doing it like that. It wasn't necessarily bad, but just different.
Yeah.
And then I feel like now it's a little bit more polished than it used to be. Yeah, that's a very good question because I haven't really thought about that before, but it's fills me with nostalgia kind of now.
Definitely. I mean, like the original EP we did, like,
oh god, don't talk about that.
No, I got the original Sea Level EPs. I can tell you there's some tracks where it is. If you find it, you're lucky, but or not.
Right.
You're
Literally.
you found. But
like
anyway.
it sounded so much different. Like I think we used Audacity for the first one.
We used
Nice.
Audacity and one microphone.
One microphone, yeah.
Nice.
You still have.
Oh yeah. Well, that mic. Funny enough, that microphone actually found its way back onto "Shake Me, Don't Wake Me."
Yeah.
Because what we did is we ended up creating a pseudo reverb chamber.
Okay.
When we were recording the drums. So what we did, so like the way it works out is like, so this is the room where we record,
right?
And then right next door to that room is a bathroom. So it's just like hard tiling and everything. So when we recorded the drums in that room, we found that mic for one, and we're like, oh, this is a condenser, so it'd be perfect to use for like a reverb mic kind of. And so what we did is we just we got a long cable, put the microphone in the middle of the room, and recorded it while the drums were going, and it added the perfect room mic sound for us to kind of layer with the drums on that. And that's one secret reason why those drums sound. I mean, obviously Courtney is a fantastic drummer, so already it's going to sound amazing. But for that little bit of, you know, herbs and spices that you want to throw on there, that is that microphone with the with that bathroom, and it just kind of worked.
That's sick. That's like,
yeah.
But one, I appreciate the kind of history of certain items in your own like personal growth of it. Like I remember we recorded our first like demos in my dad's basement, and we still rehearse there. You know what I mean? Like it's the spot, and like it's so cool. Like I don't know if you guys rehearse in the same spot, but if it's possible, it's like it's kind of a time capsule of like it just. Cool. I don't know. It's beautiful. But anyway,
no, yeah, for sure.
We made this shaker with two of my mom's plastic cups and macaroni noodles, right?
I love
so, and it's like, like a shaker like that. These are like small plastic cups with palm trees and like just duct tape in the middle. And it sounded pretty good. And our drummer, he went to college, came back, went on a whole journey. Now he's playing with us again. He kept those two cups and the noodles. He's like, yeah, man, I had to replace the noodles. You know what I mean? But he'd still, I had to put more macaroni in it, but like it still works. So like, that's cool. It's a cool little like hidden feature that like, I don't know, for yourself.
It's amazing because it's like, it really is that whole idea of a journey or like a circle.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like, I mean, we don't rehearse in the same place as we used to when we were in high school anymore, unfortunately. But I mean, in terms of where we've been rehearsing, like, I mean, we've been kind of rehearsing at your place for, I don't know, as long as you've had the house, I think,
We've also played here in high school too, technically.
Oh yeah. Because this used, so Sam's house actually used to be my house. Because
okay.
Yeah. So where we're at right now is technically my childhood home.
Whoa.
But then at the time, yeah.
Okay.
And then at the time when my parents were wanting to sell the house, Sam was looking to buy a house.
Yeah.
and so my parents sold the house to him. And and I'll be honest with you, I never in a million years would have thought that my old bedroom would have had the best like sound for like a drum set, or like the basement downstairs would have been filled with loud noise and music and sometimes people, because we would do house shows for a bit of time. And they would all happen down there. So yeah, there's lots of cycles and stuff.
That's super sick. One, that's rad. That like, how old were you when you bought the house?
I was 22.
22? That's fucking incredible, dude. Very cool. Yeah. Like, what were some of like craziest house show memories from this house? That reaction's what I'm looking for. That stand the test of time in the memories.
I don't know if I should. I don't know if
the crazy ones we probably don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Because some of it is like personal stuff. Like,
all right. The most acceptable thing to share.
Okay, I've got one that's like family friendly.
Family friendly. We're in the living room here of the familyhood, the childhood home. Let's keep it.
Right. Yeah. That won't get us in trouble. So I remember one time we did a house show at the end of March. Okay. So it was like already spring and like things were starting to get warm and everything. And so like, it's still like, it's like 7 PM and, outside is like beautiful and green and whatnot. And everybody goes down for the show. Okay. So, and it was kind of strange because everybody almost basically stayed down in that basement. Wow. The entirety of the night.
That's
and then when it was over, when the show was over with, everybody came up and the entire world outside was just white, complete white out, just snow everywhere.
Wow.
And that was kind of like, and then at that point, like, people saw the snow. They're like, yeah, can we stay the night? And so it was kind of like a giant sleepover. Everybody got really, really drunk. And some people got sick. As
happens.
But yeah, like it was too dangerous to drive that night. And so everybody just kind of hung out here. It was a big sense of community,
That's awesome. Were there any bands that played that show as well that still exist in some format?
Oh fuck, I don't even know.
Good question.
I'm trying to remember who was on that show. Actually, was Bad Burger on that show? I feel like Bad Burger.
I think
Bad
so.
Burger's a dope name. I hope they exist.
Well, no, unfortunately, they're not together anymore. But they were a really, really phenomenal punk rock band.
I was gonna say it had to be punk or ska. Bad Burgers got like two flavors.
Yeah, we're still really good friends with one of the
guitarists.
Yeah, one of the guitarists that was in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think they played that show, and I can't remember for the life of me who else played.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long freaking time. But that was in the Screaming Eagles days. So like, yeah.
Work. Do you so do you feel society's wasted?
Yeah.
Very.
In what sense are we wasted as society? In the sense that it's wasted, like wasted, or like wasted that is in like drunk, like
a waste of potential, kind of, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Everything's divided, and we're just kind of letting the world fall apart. Just watching it.
I know. I agree.
Yeah, it's very much like I've always looked at it kind of from the perspective of like a wasteland. Like we're living in a wasteland, but it also kind of goes off. The reason why it's a wasteland though is because of the things that Sam has said.
And I initially like listening, just reading the name and listening to some of the tunes is like. I definitely, it sucks when you like to go back when you see friends that are doing cool shit and they're still doing cool shit. There's like something about that just feels good. Like last night I went and saw my friend Leah Mara play their release show and it was bumping. They were killing it. And I was just like, man, this was great. You know what I mean? And like, but it's like when you just see, I don't know, your friends not give a shit about anything. Like even if they're not, they don't have to do anything creative. Just do something you enjoy, I love when my friends are getting together to play Magic. I don't know how to play, but I'm glad you guys hang out every week and do it. It's fucking fun. So
enjoy life.
Right. And I think the world is kind of wasted, drunk, crazy at the same time. So I agree with both your answers.
So it's kind of it's everything. I mean, obviously, I think the best part of the name is it really is up to interpretation.
Yeah.
So it's like because we've occasionally had some people see it wasted. Oh yeah, me too, man. Yeah, I'm part of the wasted society, and it's like it's not really that, but sure, man, whatever.
Very cool. So before we thank you guys for spending some time with me this morning. I know we planned this out a while ago, and I appreciate you making time because we went back and forth with a bit for it. So I'm glad we got to land this today. What's coming up next, gig-wise, show-wise, anything-wise? And this album's out on all the streaming platforms. Are you doing vinyl, CD, VHS, like...
VHS is a good idea. We should do. Hey, that's it. I don't know why we didn't think of that sooner.
We should put this on VHS. We're gonna put this.
Let's do it, and then we can all sign it, and then it'll be like $100.
Who's gonna be able to play it though?
I don't know, man. All right.
It could be just like the Land Before Time, but they'll never know. Like
right. hey, Vinnie Vincent is charging like $2 million to buy his like songs or whatever. So like, we could be a lot worse.
That's insane. That's insane. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so are you guys doing a physical release with this record? And you said there's works towards the second one. So what's that look like?
So there are CDs now.
Okay.
We've got CDs out. You can get them if you come to the show. They're $10 and and we're all pretty proud of it. No vinyl yet. At some point, if we can find a good deal for vinyl, we'll definitely do it.
Word.
But as of right now, it's like, we need some of those bigger shows.
Yeah.
Budget.
Yeah. We need a good like arena show or something like that before we're able to do the vinyl. So if there's any like crazy Wasted Society fans, put our names in for anybody that's looking for like an arena show or something, and then we'll get you some vinyl.
And show wise, what's coming up?
Chondria, June 12th. Well, we're playing with Chondria on June 12th at the 5 o'clock lounge.
Sick.
And I think
cool.
the Violet Rays on that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that's the next one that's up for us in terms of shows. And then in terms of like other like stuff that we've got kind of coming up and whatnot, we're back in the studio to record some covers of some songs that will be end up being singles at some point. One song we can reveal because we play it at every single show. And everybody that comes to the shows has been wanting this for a while, so they'll be excited. We are indeed doing a cover of Hey Ya by Outkast. So that's really kind of fun to get that down and get that, solidified in history.
Finally record it.
Right.
I've been playing that for years.
Yeah. Yeah. The other two, we were going to keep those a secret for now, just because, I have a little bit of mystery to you. But then in between those sessions and whatnot, we're also kind of just starting to gear up to write again. Honestly, between all of us, we probably have like 3 albums worth of songs, 3 or 4 albums worth of songs. It's just a matter of going through them, and just kind of, doing some pre-production stuff, rehearsing them, seeing which ones we like, which ones make sense to be on an album, and which ones make sense to really work. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome, friends. Well, I'm excited to hear the covers when they come out, and when the next record comes out, we can get together and talk about the next one now. So
let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. This has been so great. Thank you so much for having us on. We really enjoyed our time with you, and this is great. Love what you do, man.
Thank you.
Yo, Spike Spiegel here. You just listened to Zig at the Gig podcast. Keep riding the bebop. See you, Space Cowboy. Bang.